What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, I want to tie two topics into one because it's about the same guy overall, Anthony Joshua. So, basically, Anthony Joshua said that he wants to keep active and he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. Now, for the people that's going, oh, he's happy because Usyk is over there in the war. And now all of a sudden he has a lot to say. He wasn't saying nothing before. He's happy because he didn't want to fight Usyk, blah, blah, blah. All right, you know that that's all caps, and these guys are just running their mouth. First off, this is the same guy, okay, that purposely said, okay, if they're going to give me step aside money, you're going to have to give me like a huge amount of money because he know they wasn't, like you said, they wasn't going to give me what I was asking for. That would be the only way I would take step aside money, right? This is the same guy that said, I don't want to step aside. I want to fight Usyk. I want my rematch. Now, all of a sudden, he was scared and he's, no, all right. Okay. That being said, for people that saying, oh, Wilder just lost to Fury, so all of a sudden now he want to fight Wilder. Okay. AJ just lost to Usyk, so they're both coming off of a loss. So that makes no sense. That has no logic behind it. Okay. Um, you can say, okay, well, Wilder got knocked out. So what? He got knocked out in the second fight as well. And people still were saying, but he still can beat AJ. And for the people that's, making excuses, like I told you guys they would, starting with Dante's Boxing Nation, I told you guys, Wilder lose to Fury in the third fight, the first thing they're going to say is he's not the same fighter due to the dirty tactics of Fury in the first two fights. He's a damaged fighter. Yet they got fighter of the year vote, and then now people are saying, oh, he AJ wants Wilder because Wilder's not the same. Well, according to these same people, AJ's not the same. So it's this whole soap opera stuff that goes on that turns me off from boxing. First off, let me say this: the same thing that uh, AJ has to be careful of with Wilder, Wilder has to be equally as careful. One, they both can punch, but Wilder just the right hand. AJ can hurt you different ways. Okay, AJ has looked frustrated against quick-handed combination punching fighters that can move, and Ruiz, yeah. I felt like the way he fought him in the rematch, I didn't have a problem with it, but it's not exactly the way I envisioned it. Somewhat, yeah, somewhat, because it's definitely working behind that stick. I have a problem with the way he fought Ruiz in the rematch. Um, Ruiz is too fast on the inside, and he's getting his shots off, and he's going to beat Anthony Joshua to the punch. Now, when you look at Chris Arreola, definitely not the same fighter he used to be, and I'll be the first one to tell you that. But Chris Arreola fought him, and people said, well, damn, he's standing there banging with this guy, and AJ's in there running, and right? I know the way I envision him fighting him, how if I was training AJ, how I would have had him fight him. But at the end of the day, he got it done in a rematch. Okay, cool. Now, overall, AJ didn't fight Pulev the same way he fought Andy Ruiz. So when people are like, oh man, he on that back foot stuff, he fought Usyk. Wrong strategy. Definitely. The strategy was all wrong. But one thing that people got to understand about Wilder's not a slick boxer. He's not going to pose those same threats as those guys. We already know he's just going to jab right hand. Couple of jabs here and there, couple of jabs to the body, jab right hand. That's all Wilder's doing. If he throws a hook, does he ever throw uppercuts? If he throws a hook, we know it's just going to come off the jab right hand, left hook. Just basic stuff, nothing special. So the only thing as far as that I mean, is both of them just okay. Don't get hit with unnecessary shots. Stay sharp. Anthony Joshua was all around better than Wilder. Wilder just showed more determination to try to close the show. Whereas AJ was tentative to throw punches, he definitely looked lost in there. I don't think he'd fight after have that same issue with Deontay Wilder though, because with like I said, with Wilder it's just jab right hand, and Wilder's going to leave himself open the more he commits to things. I don't see Anthony Joshua going in there and I can't figure this guy out. This is what people are not understanding. You're talking about a slick-handed fast boxer in Ruiz that, yeah, AJ still fought him the wrong way. In the first fight, AJ was doing what he had to do till he got caught. We know that AJ's had a confidence issue. We know that. But, if you look at it, he didn't, like with Pulev, he did what he had to do and he got Pulev out of there. People want to somehow ignore that fight and they make it sound like the last two fights he had was just Andy Ruiz and then Usyk. They're overlooking the Andy Ruiz rematch, the Pulev fight. They're overlooking those things. And basically, um, you know, for Wilder to win, he's gonna have to knock Anthony Joshua out. Anthony Joshua could outbox Wilder, and he can knock out. He also can knock Wilder out. So, who would actually win, as far as I'm concerned? If it goes 12 rounds, I say AJ. If it's, I mean, or it could just be either one catching the other. Okay. Um, we've never seen Anthony Joshua get knocked out. We've seen him get knocked down, not knocked out. And let's not forget, Wilder is a guy that said Fury has pillows for fists. So he got knocked out by a pillow-fisted guy. No, Fury knows how to sit down on his punches, and Wilder doesn't know how to roll with punches. He doesn't know how to get out of the way of punches. You understand what I mean? And Wilder's one-dimensional. So it's not the same threat. I'll go with AJ all day. But I do understand that if he gets careless, he gets caught with what he, how he takes the right hand, I'd have to see. I don't know. I can't tell you. You might think he's going to get knocked out. All of a sudden, he pops back up. Like, oh shit, okay, he got me, but I'm back up. Now, how does Wilder respond to AJ's punches? So, you got to ask the same question. It's not to be neutral. You just got to understand. AJ hits way harder than Fury does when he's confident and he's in there, doing his thing. When he was fighting against Usyk, man, he was just lost, man. His shots had nothing on him. He wasn't throwing anything with real bad intentions, and one shot at a time, no combinations. So either way, um, if he wants that fight with Wilder, why not? Why shoot that fight down? Should he take a lesser fighter? Give the man credit for fighting the top guys and wanting to fight the top guys, whether you think he'll beat them or not. The point is he want that smoke. But then when he called these guys out to say, I want to fight Wilder, oh man, he just want to fight Wilder because Wilder just came off of a loss. And it's like, okay. So either way, I think that, yeah, I wouldn't mind finally seeing that fight. And they're both in the same situation because, well, actually, AJ's in the same situation because Wilder already had his rematch 3 times. Draw, loss. Okay. And pretty much, with AJ, he lost. He avenged his loss. He lost. Now he's trying to get back on track to get his titles back. And whenever Usyk decides to come back or whatever happens, then, that's a different fight for a different day. And you can't just flush AJ out the picture because Usyk steps away. AJ's still in there. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. Also, I saw a little clip, a video of him sparring with Joyce, Anthony Joshua I'm talking about. He was looking sharp, landing some combinations on Joyce. And I said, okay, that's a good sparring partner. Joyce brings that pressure. Um, he has crazy stamina. And so how he's able to push him, the clip is not, it's not a long clip, but it was enough to AJ was doing some work, man. So it's like this. Hopefully, we get to see Anthony Joshua versus a Deontay Wilder. Hopefully, we get to see him fight another. My whole thing is he could have easily picked a C class heavyweight. He could have even said, "Hey, man, I'll give Charles Martin a shot," or let me bring Ruiz in there. He could have did one of those, take a lesser fighter, and no, he said he wanted Deontay Wilder. So if that fight materializes, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't heard any response from Wilder's camp. I haven't seen any videos of them respond in any kind of way. So I don't know. If it happens though, that would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. They both on that redemption path, and whoever's gonna win is gonna win. I don't really think it's gonna happen though. Maybe they might surprise us, and it happens, but I don't really think it's gonna happen because that's a fight. Deontay has always been outspoken, always has something to say, and Anthony Joshua makes that comment, and Wilder says nothing. So don't think that that's going to happen. But anyway, at least the man want to fight the best fighters out there to stay busy and get back on his road to getting his title. And also think about this: if Wilder was to beat Anthony Joshua, then that puts him right back in the title picture. Think about it. I'm taking your spot. So do they have a rematch clause? What do they work out? We don't know. But yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up high about it. But y'all know me. I don't get my hopes up high anyway. I just hear something and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm with that. That's cool. Whatever. But that would be a good fight. That would be a fight I wouldn't mind seeing. Let me just say it like that. So finally, because that's a fight that never happened. And that's just like, it's like having Norton never fight Frazier. Never having Shavers fight Frazier. Never having Shavers versus Foreman. One of those type situations, man. There's no reason that Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Remember all that. It's not a matter of if, but when. Time is ticking. Time is ticking. Especially for Wilder. So, what's to wait for? Get back in there if you're going to continue to fight. Why not fight AJ? So, anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.